Hello everyone! Alright, today we're diving into the best new 2D action roguelite or Roguevania side-scroller games you should check out in 2025. If you love Metroidvanias or fast-paced 2D platformers, this whole list is going to feel like home. Well, let's get into the list. Project TACHYON is a roguelike platform shooter set in a stylish, dystopian sci-fi world. Right from the start, the presentation is super strong. Great art, great voice acting, and a setting that mixes futuristic tech with old Roman-style vibes. It immediately grabs your attention. The combat feels fast, smooth, and fun, with bosses that all have different mechanics and patterns to learn. It's challenging. Maybe too challenging at first, but you can lower the difficulty if you need to. The game may not be perfectly polished, but it has that passionate AA energy. Big ideas that just need some refining. For the price, it's definitely worth trying, especially if you like side-scrolling action roguelikes. Atomic Owl immediately hit me with old-school anime energy. Colorful, dramatic, and stylish. The mix of pixel art and comic-style character portraits makes every scene feel like a manga panel brought to life. Gameplay-wise, it's a Roguevania side-scroller with smooth movement, simple but satisfying combat, and that classic roguelike loop of run, die, upgrade, and try again. Even though you play as a bird, there's no flying. Instead, the movement is fast and grounded. Double jumps, wall jumps, dashes with invincibility, all combined for smooth and snappy platforming. The combat is simple but flexible thanks to your 4 weapons, a fast katana, a heavy blade, a long-range chain whip, and a throwable hammer, plus extra tools like homing projectiles and a temporary turret buddy. Aura of Worlds is a creative tactical roguelite platformer from Cognitive Forge, and it does something really fun. It asks you to use your abilities and your creativity to turn danger into an advantage. Every run throws you into a new set of deadly rooms filled with enemies, traps, and hazards, and it's up to you to think fast, move smart, and survive. Right from the start, the game lets you choose your difficulty, easy, moderate, or hard. Easy gives you less XP and locks some achievements, moderate is the default, and hard hits like a truck but rewards you with more XP. The controls feel solid no matter what you pick. Keyboard and mouse or controller both work, and remapping everything to your liking helps a lot. Duil is a dark Roguevania, set in a cursed world where you play as Duil, a man who cannot die. His kingdom has been destroyed, his family executed, and he was left to rot in chains. But now he's free and ready to take revenge. In this game, you may be an immortal, but you are not safe. When you die, you're thrown into a shadowy maze. Escape it, and you return to the world. But you lose one item. Every death has a price. What really makes Duil interesting, though, is the choices you make. Will you show mercy, or chase revenge until the end? Your decisions shape the path you take and lead to different endings. Mazgeon is an old-school arcade dungeon roguelike, full of retro pixel art, spooky vibes, and of course, lots of skeletons. In this game, Scythe, the Grim Reaper himself, has returned from hell to toy with the cursed town of Mazgeon. You can play as Dam the Warrior, Kuros the Black Wizard, or Fuma the Steam Gunner and head deep into the dungeons to fight Scythe's monsters and uncover the truth behind the curse. But let me tell you this up front, Mazgeon is not a walk in the park. From the moment you start playing, this game will completely overwhelm you. Most games with procedural levels try to keep things fair. Mazgeon doesn't care about fairness at all. If the game wants to spawn a monster that can one-shot you, it will. Your hero starts with just 30 health, while traps deal 40 damage. Yeah, good luck. MicroSStep is a fast and flashy 2D action roguelite where you play as Cross, a dual sword girl who becomes stronger every time she fights. But she's not the only one. You can also play as Khan, who can instantly dash through enemies, and Sei, who fights using ranged attacks. The game features a light, heartwarming story told through cute pixel cutscenes mixed with 3D backgrounds. You'll get fun dialogue between Cross and her friends as you progress. One thing that really stands out is the animation quality. Someone on the dev team clearly knows how to bring characters to life with the movement and timing. Leah Hacking Destiny is a 2D action roguelike set in a post-apocalyptic world, where machines have taken over and the last humans are fighting just to stay alive. You play as Leah, one of the unlucky people still stuck on old Earth, but she's far from helpless. She fights with a fast katana slash, a gun with auto-recharging ammo, and she can jump, double jump, wall climb up any surface, and dash around the battlefield. She's built for speed. Each run is built from a series of random rooms. Sure, some layouts start to repeat, but everything moves so fast you hardly even notice. Your goal is simple. Move through the rooms, collect the keys, and unlock the boss door. Beat the boss, go to the next biome. New area, new enemies, new boss. Keep going until you finally take down the final one. Hellbrella is a fast-paced aerial roguelite hack and slash where the only thing keeping you alive is pure aggression and insane combos. You play as a raincoat cat, yes, a cat in a raincoat, fighting your way through hell armed with nothing but an umbrella. You'll be flying through the air, smashing waves of demonic eyeballs with flashy aerial combos, collecting pupils for permanent upgrades, and using blood drops to push your damage even higher. So far, the game is really impressive. I love that you're encouraged to figure things out on your own. You choose where to go, what upgrades to pick, and what kind of attacks you want to use. And that freedom makes the roguelike feel fresh. Adrenaline Rampage is a fast and aggressive platformer roguelite where you blast through a dark sci-fi city full of techno-zombies. You play as a soldier who can carry up to 5 weapons using a set of skills as you rush through enemies, fight massive bosses, and try to survive the chaos. The game takes the Vampire Survivors formula and flips it into a side-scrolling, level-based 2D action roguelite game. Instead of surviving a timer, you clear a set number of stages and grab power-ups like you're playing an old-school arcade shooter. If you want another fun entry in the bullet heaven survivor-like genre, this one will give you a unique experience.
Very first roguelite builder.
Cryptical Path is a roguelite where you're not just a dungeon crawler, you're also the dungeon builder. You start in an unfinished dungeon with the boss marked somewhere on the map. Your job is to fight through rooms, earn currency, and then buy new rooms to place on the map, slowly creating your own path to the boss. And that's where the strategy comes in. You could build a straight line to the boss, but you'd miss treasure rooms filled with buffs, extra damage, healing after rooms, gold bonuses, and more. Sometimes you'll want to explore for upgrades, and sometimes you'll want to avoid elite rooms because they hit way too hard for what they give you.
Optimize every run.
独自の魔法攻撃を繰り出すことと
Code Reactors mixes 2D action RPG combat with roguelike deck building, and it works surprisingly well. You have your basic attacks, but all your magic comes from a card system, spells you find randomly or buy along the way. What I really like is that this isn't just a gameplay gimmick. The game actually ties the card system into its story, so it feels natural instead of forced. But the real standout mechanic shows up early in the game, Eve, the demon girl who supports the main character, Himari. Most of the time, she stays in a magical form and doesn't interfere, but during tough moments, she can step in, boost your abilities, or even transform Himari into a super-powered form that melts bosses in seconds. These moments feel amazing.
しまった本作ですが、いよいよ来年2月には皆様にプレイしていただくことができそうです。